Sorry about that, guys. What position is that?
So it's confirmed P2, Nico.
He is hot, hot, hot. Lewis Hamilton is hot. The 2015 season, Formula One season, out of 8 races, he has been on pole in 7. And today, that is riding the race in Austria, he is also on pole. And you don't need to guess who is next to him, because last season somebody tormented us on this set with Formula V. I think this time it is Formula M. Man, this any house.
Let me correct you. It was actually 2 seasons ago when Vettel was tearing everybody apart. It's a pleasure to be here. Okay. It's great to have Yemi here. I don't know what we'll be talking about. Maybe Hamilton doing it again. Whatever it is, it's great to be here. Happy Sunday to our viewers.
Yemi is Hamilton doing it again.
Yes, I see him doing it again, really. For me, I'm so happy for the man Hamilton. Last season, Jimmy said it was a fluke, and now he has taken off from where he ended last season. 8 races, 7 pole. He could have even won in Monaco, but due to the team error, which he said is moved on and allowed it to go. Now
and he went to Canada and
said yes.
Put Monaco behind him.
Exactly, put Monaco behind him. And like we normally say, it's a sport of man and machine. And Hamilton again has proven that yes, he is a good driver.
Will he win today in Austria?
Well, anything could happen, but almost always you think that the Mercedes cars got disadvantage. That's why you see the likes of the Red Bull guys saying that they probably will quit because it's looking like a domination. But you ask yourself, what happened to Mercedes? When they were winning, exactly. What happened? So it's looking like sour grapes at this point in time. You're not winning, you are whining, and all of a sudden it's looking like you're already giving up. It's still early days, but you know definitely Red Bull is nowhere to be found at this point in time. But Ferrari has done very well this season. Vettel has been, quite close, almost always, where he's always getting on the podium, winning. And you ask yourself, it doesn't look like Mercedes will just tear it all up and always have a 1-2.
What is really happening to McLaren? What is happening to McLaren?
Well, McLaren, I really don't know.
Yes.
You ask yourself, like Alonso, what exactly could be the issue with Alonso? You look at the Alonso and the Buttons of this world, you expect that as former world champions, they will not be getting grid penalties the way they have gotten it. 25 grid penalty, 25 grid spaces. You ask yourself, what exactly is happening with the rules? Even Benny Ecclestone is talking about the rules. He's saying these rules are becoming too difficult for the fans to really understand. You're making it look more like the fans will really have to start studying the rules. Then it becomes so mechanical. It's not about entertainment any longer.
No, is it about Jimmy? Jimmy, you're talking about the rules. I don't understand. How many times have they been on pole?
What are we talking about?
They're not competing.
They really are not competing. But there are some of these things that are happening right now. When it comes to the technicalities of these races, it's becoming more complicated.
But Jimmy, but it's the same set of rules for everybody. It's not one rule.
The sport is running at this danger that it becomes more like a team will dominate. Vettel and Red Bull, they had already dominated. Now it looks like Mercedes might dominate.
Others are not coming to the party.
No,
that is just the simple truth.
You need to look at the complexity of this issue.
Jimmy, you said it earlier on. You see, no matter you're trying to justify this thing, you said sour grapes. When 2 seasons ago,
are we looking at the rules here now?
We're saying
what about the technicalities of the rules?
Even then, we are amazed about at how fast the Red Bull cars were going.
Then, yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So somebody
pushing the way.
The issue is this: you want to sell your cars. Yeah. That is what Formula One is all about. Your car is the fastest, and then that gives you more. You break the market. You have more market share. So probably the engineers went there to do something, and then
and that's what they're paid to do.
But let's ask ourselves these questions: what happens? What's the fate of cars like Sauber?
They will know their fate.
They will know their fate when the season ends.
Okay, that's about Formula One. That's about Formula One. We're moving just a step ahead because we are coming back home. So, of course, sometimes you want to hear good news, but this news is coming. We played Chad in our Nations Cup qualifiers. We won actually 1-2-0 right there. But then the story is not about we winning. The story is about the captain of the team, Vincent Nyama, expressing fears, about the safety of the players in Cardinal, according to him. taking what was happening in the country into consideration. I'm trying to get the right choice of words to put there. But then, Ogenya Nazi, in the last minute, got himself sent out, got a red card. And then the next thing, the FA is saying, yes, Ogenya, you have put your team in jeopardy. We are finding you $5,000. And then you are also going to write a letter of apology to your colleague to the FA that this will not happen again. And also, Mr. Yama is to appear before the disciplinary committee of the Nigerian Football Federation. Yemi, let me start with you. It's like you are a disciplinarian. You are saying, go ahead.
Exactly. But there is nothing wrong in what the FA
in both cases.
Just wait. Let's start with Ogenya Nazi.
Okay,
for me, his action was totally uncalled for.
Okay.
You see, for me, I don't know our players how they're able to manage something. This is a player who really doesn't even make the first team in his club.
Okay.
He comes into the national team. He works in. It's almost guaranteed a place. And of late, you will see he's not really being the Ogenya Nazi that we used to know. And look at that rash action. I think for me, it's totally uncalled for. I think $5,000 is even too small. Exactly.
Okay.
It's too small. It's high time we start to instill discipline in our players. People should learn to respect constituted authority.
Have you finished nailing it?
You know, his action could have cost us that game.
Okay, yes.
Probably if after he was red carded and Nigeria went on to lose that game, probably we'll be discussing another thing here.
Now, instead of finding him, did you discuss with him? Excuse me, Yemi, if a rational man acts irrationally, don't you think there must be a reason why, if he has not been doing it before? Did the FA call him together and say, what would have happened? You know, this would have happened. Instead of, and then if you want to discipline him, why go on air? Why do it publicly? Why not discipline him privately? Instead of giving him that bad name tag. Do you think that is better? Is that a better way of this? Finding
him is
publicly?
Finding him publicly is not labeling
letter
him.
of apology?
Yes, exactly. He's not labeling him. He's not making him a bad person. Exactly. That's, you see, whichever way.
But you have just said that the guy is not making his team. I mean,
for me,
what does that got to do with the red card that the guy does?
Ken, you see, we need to isolate.
So if he's a superstar, he can get red card in the national team. If he's playing for his team, scoring 100 goals, he can get red card.
Just wait. You see, look at it this way. It's not about understanding. We're talking of discipline here, and it needs to start with someone. You see, all this, what had happened in the past, where it has cost us a lot of, it cost us again, cost us this, cost us that.
Incidentally, some 24 hours ago, Neymar got a red card. Brazil is appealing. They have not condemned him.
So what's happening?
Incidentally,
it's a matter of reaction and counter-reaction.
What is the reaction? Are we able to manage our people, or we just throw the baby and the bedroom anytime the guy
are you trying to say what the FA has done is wrong?
I'm asking a question.
There is nothing wrong in disciplining.
Hold on. There's nothing wrong in disciplining him. But you need to ask questions. What exactly, this is the player that is not really known for being indisciplined. You ask yourself, is it a rush, a gush of blood, a gush of adrenaline, excess adrenaline, getting into him and making him do this thing? So you need to discuss. Fine, you're trying to put in place a code of conduct, but beyond that, you need to ask questions. What could have happened? What transpired? There would have been behind the scenes that would have made him do these things. But you don't do that because you want to show yourself as being a very firm association.
How are you so sure that never happened?
Okay, gentlemen, it's okay. You guys are watching at home. Let's get your tweet on this. Should the guy pay the $5,000? Somebody said, why was he even fine? Why was not finding naira? But you don't realize that they collect their dollars.
Exactly.
So if somebody finds him in dollars, I don't see anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, but let me start with you, Jimmy. Yeah. The captain said Kaduna, would have been kind of unsafe.
Now, we know that, the insurgency in the country, is rife in some areas. You ask yourself, why should you take it to Kaduna? But then again, the captain comes out and says something like that. It tells you that majority of the players, he speaks for the players, and probably speaks for a larger set of fans that would think, okay, we love Enyama, he's a superhero, and he's saying this is wrong. So it's like he's castigating the FA. You ask yourself that question, is it supposed to come out publicly? It's the same thing we are talking about. If the FA should not publicly come out to say we fined Onazi, the same should apply to Enyama. We've got to be watchful with our utterances. We've got to be watchful with whatever we tell media. Because yeah, we are media men. We
Not for the
understand.
sit well, that's okay.
We understand how it is. So definitely, I mean, I think Enyama was wrong, but it's still about how we manage communication. We have to be more careful.
I'm sticking with you on this. Remember in Yama, the same thing happened under Siasia. When they were to take that particular flight, you know, to South Africa, was going to play. Is it Namib, one of the matches? Yeah. And then the guy said the plane was too small. They had to stop to refuel, and because of that one, I mean, we know what happened. You know, he was kicked out of the team to have to appeal.
Temporarily,
like Jimmy saying, is he saying the right things in the wrong way, or as captain? Because in the other one, he didn't go to meet the FA. It was himself, Mikel, and I think as I said, three of them, the three senior players in the team that went to meet the coach. So if they can meet the coach and it couldn't happen, and the guy comes, so how is he express the opinion of the players since he's the leader of the team?
I feel for him that statement from him was really absolutely unguarded and unnecessary. That there are ways of talking to the coach, there are ways of challenging your grievances to the FA as the captain of the team. You see, once you hold some position, it brings on you a certain responsibility, which you must understand that people are looking up to you. And for me, I feel that statement was unguarded. It doesn't need it at all. It's not the prerogative of the player. It's not the prerogative of the player to determine where the FA decides to take the game to.
Okay, these are my expert analysts, and I tell you, it's always hot here. Everybody have their opinion. Nobody, we don't use super to everybody's guided. But then I want to tell you guys, thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure.
We'll do it again next week, God willing.
You
You always have them. They're always on my. I don't know. Sometimes they make me fence off. But then what can I do without them? But then we're taking a break. When would they come back? Yes, we're playing basketball. Who sang that music? I don't know. When we come back, Sam Sultan, Ibrahim, Harry, they are all in the house. Let's go there.